Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is Aaron Smith Levin and his lawyer friend Zach, talking about what could transpire with what has happened to DOA, better known as Defender of Ants. Unfortunately, I don't have closed captions because Zach did not put that on his videos. So you guys can put that on if you would like. Hopefully it picks it up. And these are the potential charges that L.A.P.D. could be facing. Wakey, wakey, L.A.P.D. Wakey, wakey.
Be heard, and that right to be heard is the right to go in front of a judge. They never put him in front of a judge within the window. Ooh. His rights were violated. That's a civil rights violation. And if they keep his property and don't release it and they don't have a legal basis to keep it, he can sue them to get his property back. And if they don't turn it over, he can get money damages for the cost to replace it. Oh, and
wait a minute, guys. Hold on. I screwed this up. Okay, I'm going to start it again.
the lawsuit is unlawful arrest, unlawful detention, denial of due process. Your due process is a notice and a right to be heard, and that right to be heard is the right to go in front of a judge. They never put him in front of a judge within the window. Ooh. His rights were violated. That's a civil rights violation. And if they keep his property and don't release it and they don't have a legal basis to keep it, he can sue them to get his property back. And if they don't turn it over, he can get money damages for the cost to replace it. Oh, and by the way, I can also get a court order that says you have to give me my phone back, even if it's just long enough to send my PayPal account or whatever information or other.
Did you guys hear that at L.A.P.D? Wakey, wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey. Give Defender of Ants his cell phone back and his van.
Otherwise retrieve it. Even if you're going to keep the hardware, you have to pay me for it. Plus I get access to those accounts back.
Yeah, and one of the ways they're really screwing him by keeping his cell phone, all of his accounts, all of his platforms have two-factor authentication.
Correct.
And so right now he's locked out of his YouTube account because in order to log in, he has to do two-factor authentication that goes to his cell phone, but he doesn't have his cell phone. Even in order to get into his PayPal account, he can't get in there because it requires two-factor authentication, needs a cell phone, doesn't have his cell phone.
Right.
So he's in a little bit of a pickle right now.
It is, and that's an additional rights violation. They are infringing upon his right to have reasonable access to his property because the money in his PayPal account is his property. The content on his YouTube channel is his property, and they're infringing upon his reasonable access to his property. And if you think about the language of the Fourth Amendment, a person has the right to be secure in their property. And that right shall not be infringed except with due process of law or a warrant to be issued.
Interesting.
All this time, the child's advocates standing out in front of those rape restaurants and the blue building trying to help children, they've been trying to tell you and you're not listening. So L.A.P.D, it would behoove you to give Defender of Ants his cell phone and his van back because you're digging yourselves into a hole in doing all these unlawful acts.
So I got to tell you, when I try to put myself in his shoes and I'm sitting here like, you know the phrase, you can beat the rap, but you're not going to beat the ride. I wouldn't want to take that ride again if I were him. I wouldn't want to spend another 5 days in jail if I were him.
So I'm going to end it there, you guys. I thought I could take a break, but I just had to share this one. I will put the link to Zach and Aaron's interview in the description box. Have a good day. Peace.